From the prices of basic commodities, let's move over to jobs. And when it comes to jobs, the BPO industry is definitely one of the most reliable in the country. But with technology and artificial intelligence on the rise, is the industry facing threats? To tell us more about this, we have with us Bong, President of Asia Region of Alorica, and Ferdie Macatangay, Country Head of Ayaya. Good morning, Bong and Ferdie. Welcome to Rush Hour.
Good morning.
Okay, I'm going to get straight to it. Are we losing our position as one of the top three? I know we've fallen from number 2 to number 3. Right? China has overtaken us. India remains number 1. Are we going to slip further down the ranks?
Well, we don't think so. We think that the industry is going to continue to grow. We're growing at anywhere between 7 to 9%. Other countries are obviously growing in handling different kinds of channels, but our leading position in the industry is there. We continue to be thought leaders. We're innovating faster, if not at the same pace as the industry.
Did you see 79% or 7 to 9?
7 to 9.
Okay, 7 to 9%. Like 79%. That's kind of
that's a relatively big number.
Yeah.
That's a big jump. Yeah. What can you say is the most compelling disadvantage that the Philippine BPO sector faces now compared to, say, China and India? What has changed in the past few years?
Well, I think the advent of digitization, the advent of artificial intelligence has come into play. And the kind of workforce we need is also changing, but not as much and drastic as a lot of people put it out there.
Yeah, it was a big threat last year, right? And there was a lot of talk about upskilling. That was a buzzword for your industry last year.
Right.
Have we upskilled enough to be able to catch up with digitization and AI?
Yeah, a lot of people underestimate the skills of Filipinos. I mean, when we started this industry in 2000, a lot of folks said, you know, can we handle the internet? Can we handle interaction over the internet? When all we knew was SMS, right? If you look at where we are today, you know, almost everybody's got smartphones. Everybody uses chat and different kinds of technology and social media almost naturally, second nature. And we think that the same is going to happen with the advent of this new AI tools, right? And people are going to adapt, and Filipinos adapt faster than anybody.
Yeah.
So
it's just a higher technological curve for everybody, I guess. It's just a matter of time.
Absolutely right.
And in terms of like resources, you know, it's something, of course, that needs to be improved. With Ayaya, for example, as a technology partner to our BPO industry, contact center industry, we've started to reach out with key stakeholders, for example, like universities, to embed and immerse new technologies in their curriculum so that once our graduates come out of the universities, they are better prepared.
Ferdie, you're with Ayaya. Ayaya, if I'm not mistaken, is a hardware sort of a company, right? You do the phones and everything.
Yes, so we
do use Ayaya here in the office as well. We keep yelling, Ayaya, that's what I know the name.
Rings the bell.
Yeah, and Alorica, of course. Alorica, I see it everywhere. You're everywhere, literally. You're in Pasok Tamo, you're in Jupiter, you're everywhere. And I thought, and you're in Araneta Center. That's where I've seen it. And I actually wondered what kind of company it was. I thought it was car rental in the beginning. How is your expansion, 7 to 9%? Are you matching the expansion of the industry?
Absolutely. We are opening 2 new buildings, whole buildings this year. One in Cubao, that new building coming up along EDSA. And the other one in the Mall of Asia, where we're taking 1 whole building as well. So
for Ayaya, is it also the same growth rate that you're seeing?
For the Philippines?
Yeah.
Yes, actually, we've started to see increase already a number of expansions happening in the industry. So it's more active now in the Philippines as compared to last year. Last year, we did experience some slowdown, but right now we have a lot of expansions on the big players even.
Okay, Ferdie, that being said, do you think the prospect for the BPO industry in the Philippines remains bright despite these new challenges that we face? Where do you think we're headed? Are we going to overtake China or India anytime soon, do you think?
Well, definitely the prospect is bright for the Philippines. So as Bong mentioned, Filipinos, you know, in terms of like customer engagement, which is what it's the play now in in the industry. Right? So improving customer engagement, customer experience, and we as Filipinos would do do a lot of good in that area, which is why we were number one before in terms of like customer engagement. Right? There was in fact one anecdote I heard that when it comes to being a contact center agent, Filipinos would rise above the rest in the rest of the world because the customers can hear the smile
Definitely.
of the contact center agent. So definitely,
It's truly Filipino.
and
Yes.
with Avaya as a technology partner, we can help the industry in terms of the technology on the divide between the actual solutions and the digital.
You guys are the
digitalization.
actual
Right.
bridge, right?
Correct.
Yes, sir.
If I can add,
Yes.
I actually don't agree that we've been overtaken by India and China on
Okay.
this. That's disputable.
Oh.
But
Okay.
but having said that, as I said, we're still growing 7 to 9% this year. We've got over 800,000 jobs in the call center industry, contact center industry alone. That's about 800 out of the 1.3 million. We're due to generate another $1 billion in revenue this year for the country, and we're due to employ another 70 to 80,000 people.
Yes,
New.
definitely. I mean, I have many thanks and lots of gratitude to the call
Right.
center sector because it keeps our OFWs here, and you are almost
Absolutely.
beating OFW remittances with your earnings as well in your sector. Now, I just want to ask, because I must, about the incentives. So there was a lot of trouble also last year in terms of foreign companies expanding here because of the incentives under the tax reform possibly being revoked or edited or changed in any way, becoming smaller. What do your principals have to say? Is this still a threat?
Obviously we'd like status quo as much as possible on that, but we understand things are changing in the country, and we're here to contribute, right? We're all for all-inclusive growth in the country, so we're building in the countryside as well. I know the incentives that they're looking at is still going to be retained in the provinces, if not enhanced, and we're in favor of that. So, we'll see what happens with the Tax Reform Act.
Okay, you
wait
don't
and
look
see.
too worried, so I feel a lot better. And
That's some good news for us this Friday morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. That was Bong Borja, President of the Asia region of Alorica, and Ferdie Macatangay, Country Head of Avaya.
thank you.
Thank you so much.